Hi, welcome to One Smart Nurse. Before you proceed to watch the vlog, please read the disclaimer in the description below. I am starting a summer series regarding summer health issues that are important, and today is the first one in our summer series, and it's going to be about sunburns. Sunburns, radiation burns are due to an overexposure to ultraviolet radiation, mostly from the sun or a tanning bed. There's too much exposure that can be dangerous, but at a lesser amount, it can lead to a tan, which is often desirable and welcome in a lot of different cultures. It is considered a superficial burn, a tan, and the greater the sensitivity to the ultraviolet radiation, the greater the risk of a more severe burn. Now, some medications such as antibiotics, birth control pills, and tranquilizers can create a sensitivity to the sun, and you can develop severe rashes or severe burns as a result of taking these antibiotics and birth control pills and tranquilizers. So if you're taking any one of those, please use caution when you're out in the sun. Now, suntans are a slight to moderate exposure that causes a release of melanin. And melanin is the pigment that causes our tan. And it is actually a protective pigment that is the skin's natural defense against overexposure. And it is, it can, after repeated exposures over time, lead to damage to your DNA and result in skin tumors, dry skin, wrinkled skin, and getting dark spots and freckles. Now, what are the risk factors? Having fair skin, such as myself, which is often seen in Celtic or Northern European peoples, and those that are living or vacationing in a very warm areas of the world. And if you are at a higher altitude, the higher the altitude, the greater the exposure to the sun. And also if you work outdoors or if you're performing outdoor recreational activities. Now, the UV index is an indicator of the risk of getting a sunburn at a specific time of day, such as between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That is the sun rays are at their strongest at these hours. You can get a sunburn even on a cloudy day. And also reflective surfaces such as snow, ice, water, and concrete can cause burns. The position of the sun in the late spring and early summer also creates a very high risk. And again, the higher the altitude, the higher the risk of getting a sunburn, even during the winter. The proximity to the equator is also increases your risk, such as if you're in a tropical region in the center of the planet, anywhere around the planet, that increases your risk of getting a sunburn by about 50%. Also, for your awareness, the ozone depletion incidence increases the severity of burns, and this is worldwide. This is not just in the United States, and it is because of the damage and depletion of our ozone layers, which is a damage to our atmosphere and our protective areas around the planet by the sun. Symptoms include red skin. Red skin feels hot, and the heat comes from an increase of circulation to that area to help heal it. But it inadvertently also causes a feeling of heat to an already uncomfortable area. You can also feel pain, fatigue, and maybe some dizziness, swelling, itching, peeling of your skin. Some people complain of rash, nausea, fever, chills, and some people even faint. Fluid-filled blisters can develop, which can burst and then cause infection, a bacterial infection. Now, in terms of duration, after exposure, the skin may turn red from between 30 minutes to 2 to 6 hours after the exposure. The worst of the pain of the sunburn is usually between 6 and 48 hours. The burn continues to progress for an additional 1 to 3 days, even if you're not in the sun. And then skin peeling usually begins between 3 to 8 days afterward. Complications are skin cancers. 3 main types are melanoma, basal cell carcinoma, and squamous cell carcinoma. I'm sorry, I have a cold, and so I sound kind of funny today. Also, if you get a lot of sunlight in your eyes, it can cause damage to the cornea. So you really need to make sure that you use wrap-around sunglasses to protect your eyes. How do you prevent yourself from getting a sunburn if you're working outdoors, or if you just can't help that you have to be outdoors? 1, wear a hat. 2, wear protective clothing. And also you would avoid sun tanning for a prolonged period of time, or just being in the sun for a prolonged period of time. Go out, go in, go out, go in. Get some air conditioning, drink some water, and these will help you have more control over your exposure of the sun on your skin. And because moderate sun tanning or exposure to the sun can help you tan, and then that tan can actually help prevent you from getting a sunburn. But it has to be a mild to moderate exposure, and that's why it's important to be in the shade for periods in between your exposure to the sun. Also, diets high in vitamin C and vitamin E can help reduce the amount of sunburn that you get, and beta carotene, which is heavy in vitamin A, help protect against sunburn. Also, use sunblocks and sunscreens. The higher the protection, the less damage to your DNA in your skin. And also, sunscreen can help prevent skin cancer and some skin cancers. Make sure you apply the sunscreen or the sunblock 30 minutes before your exposure, 30 minutes after your exposure, and then anytime you get wet. Now, what can you do once you have a sunburn? It's too late. There's nothing else you can do to prevent it. You've got a sunburn. 1 is pain medication, pain management. You want to take naproxen or ibuprofen or extra strength Tylenol. You may want to use a corticosteroid for the itching, which you can buy over the counter. You can cool the skin by using cool compresses and cool showers. Also use a skin moisturizer such as aloe vera or hydrocortisone cream. If you see a blister, do not break the blister. The solution that's in the blister is actually a protective agent and is meant to heal the burn. If it bursts anyway, just wash it with soap and water, apply an antibacterial ointment, and then cover it with a dressing. And make sure you drink plenty of water, because you can dehydrate just from the evaporation of the heat from your skin. And you don't have to guzzle down a whole bunch. Drink throughout the day. Start drinking before your exposure to the sun, and then just keep drinking throughout the day. Also, don't keep going outside. If you've already been burned, you don't need to continuously expose yourself to the sun. It will worsen your burn. Also, it would be best if you don't use products that contain benzocaine. Benzocaine can irritate the skin and you can develop allergic reaction. Often you will see sprays for burns that have benzocaine in them, but they can cause problems as well. If you have any questions, please make a comment below. I'll do my best to answer your questions. And any future videos that you'd like to see, please let me know. And if you like the video, hit the like button and make a subscriber of yourself to my channel so that I can see that you're enjoying these videos. And have a great day, and join me for the part 2 of our summer series. Thank you and have a great day.